Ladies and gentlemen, I saw all the news buzzing about Cassie and P. Diddy and what she is accusing him of. And to be honest with you, y'all, when it comes down to Sean Combs, also known as P. Diddy, I've heard more negative things about him over the years than positive things. And that is the absolute truth. I think the first things I heard about him was how he did not pay his talent. So the people that were signed to his label, many of them had to fight to get their money. He was not about to pay people, and that is a problem. For you to be in the industry, you expect all these great performances from these folks, and you won't even pay them. That was probably the first thing I heard. I did hear rumors here and there about him putting his hands on Kim Porter, but I was never 100% sure about that, but I did hear things. And there was another woman that he was with, and I believe she was prior to Kim Porter. Her name was Misha. And there's rumors about him beating on Misha. And I've heard about that as well. So, if what Cassie is saying is true, then there's definitely a pattern of him putting his hands on women. There's definitely a pattern. So, let's get into this story. Sean Diddy Combs, accused of years. Now, they were dating for 10 years, they were together. 10 years. And she accused him of rape and other violations in a lawsuit. So this is so recent. The lawsuit was just filed on the 16th of November, and it was already buzzing in the news by evening. So P. Diddy, also known as Sean Combs, was accused in a lawsuit Thursday of subjecting R&B singer Cassie of a years long relationship that included beatings and rape. Cassie, whose legal name is Cassandra Ventura. Now, somebody was asking me what race was she? And I was not 100% sure. So I went online and it says her mother is African American and Mexican. Her father is Filipino. Okay. So you can look at her and tell she's of mixed race. It's pretty obvious. So, alleged in a suit filed against the producer and music mogul in New York federal court that Combs brought her into his fast paced, drug fueled lifestyle not long after she met him and signed to his label when she was 19 and he was 37 years old in 2005. I don't know about y'all. If I had a 19-year-old daughter, I don't mean no harm, but my 19-year-old daughter would not be out with no 37-year-old man. I'm sorry. Maybe some of y'all would be okay with that, but as a parent, I would never have been okay with that. Never. Okay, so Ventura, now 37 herself, said Combs, now 54, began the pattern of abuse as soon as their relationship did. So he did it almost instantly when they got together. The suit alleged that, prone to uncontrollable rage, he subjected her to savage beatings in which he punched, kicked, and stomped her. It alleges that he piled her with drugs and forced her into doing acts with other men. Okay, as he filmed it and he watched the whole thing. That is disgusting, P. Diddy. And the suit says that she was trying to end the relationship in 2018 when he forced his way into her Los Angeles home and violated her. So, after years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on the behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationship, Ventura said in a statement. Now, they're saying, like, for the past 6 months, Combs has been subjected to Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship. Well, y'all, that's from what I understand happened when, because y'all know Heavy D was going to do a tell all book, and Heavy D i- found dead, right? Kim Porter was also going to do a tell all book, and we know she's in the grave too. So I guess Cassie decided to do this differently. She was going to the courts, okay, to put it all out there, opposed to putting out a book. So, I mean, she could still do the book after this whole thing is over. But you know what, y'all? I don't think Diddy is going to let this go to court. I think he's going to settle with her outside of court. Because if she goes in court, you got to think about it. If Cassie walks into federal court and get on the stand and just lay out everything that he did, it could actually lead to more charges on Diddy. I'm just saying, that's what I believe could happen to him. It could lead to more charges. And I think that's absolutely what he don't want, and he will ultimately settle this whole thing without being in court. But we shall see. I'll definitely keep up with this. So she is demanding $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship. So, of course, he's calling it blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Miss Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with, and this is his attorney, riddled with baseless and outrageous lies aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seek a payday. I don't think anybody can tarnish P. Diddy's already tarnished reputation. I'm just saying. Ventura's lawyer, Doug Widder, he responded to the statement that Combs offered her 8 figures to silence her and prevent her from filing the lawsuit. She rejected his efforts and decided to give a voice to all women who suffer in silence. Combs is among the most influential hip hop producers and executives of the past 3 decades. He and Ventura began dating in 2007 and had an on and off again relationship for more than a decade. She became known for the Ryan Leslie produced hit Me and You, which secured a number 1 spot on the Billboard's Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs in 2006. And that was really, I don't think she had a hit after that. That was really it. I remember that. I remember that song. And I remember there were complaints that people felt she couldn't sing. And P. Diddy just put her out there because she was attractive. So, anyway, the song was the lead single for her only studio album, which was self titled. So, as an actor, she appeared in several television and film projects, including Fox's Empire, Step Up 2, The Streets, and Spencer Confidential. Combs built one of the hip hop biggest empires, a trailblazer. Yeah, he did, and he blew up like back in the 90s. He's the founder of Bad Boy Records and a three-time winner who has worked with a slew of top-tier artists, Notorious, B.I.G., Mary J. Blige, Usher, Lil Kim, Faith Evans. Yeah, yeah, I mean, he did. The mogul created the fashion clothes line, Sean John, which launched the Revolt TV channel with a focus on music and produced the reality show Making the Band. Yeah, and um, I watched a video. This was a couple of years back, and he did a lot of those band members wrong. And, on that show, a lot of them had some very disparaging things to say about Diddy. And if y'all remember, that was on MTV. I watched a few of the episodes, but I didn't heavily get into it. So anyway, this year he released a fifth studio album, the Love album, Off the Grid, which earned 2 Grammy nominations this month. The lawsuit cites a speech Combe gave while receiving a Lifetime Achievement honor at the BET Awards in 2022, in which he thanked Ventura for holding me down in the dark times, love. The suit says the truth, however, is that Cassie, Miss Cassandra Ventura, was held down by Combs and endured over a decade of his violent behavior and disturbing demands. Yeah, in the lawsuit, he would have her go online looking for BBCs and wow, had her sleeping with these prostitutes and everything. I mean, it's really over the top. Kept her drugged up and boozed up. It really is pretty bad and very graphic in what she got in there. And, it's a shame. But, one thing I can honestly say, I have always heard the music business, and even if you want to be an actor or actress on TV or in film, it's a treacherous industry. You know, Look at what happened with Harvey Weinstein. There's always people taking advantage of, folks trying to get into that industry. You hear all kinds of stories, and it's not just adults, but children too that get taken advantage of. And, just looking at the entire industry, I, I, I I'm not sure if that's really a good direction to go in. You're going to have people like P. Diddy involved in that. And sometimes it could be even worse. But I also, a few months back, saw an interview that Mace did. Some of y'all might remember the rapper Mace. And he talked about how Diddy wouldn't pay him, for the work that he did. And he was upset about that. If y'all remember, I remember they did a video together. You remember I've been around the world? In fact, I got that on my iPhone that they did with Carl Thomas. He did the song line, singing that part. And Combs and Mace, they rapped. And y'all might remember that. And I think that was the last time they really worked together. After that, it fell apart. It fell apart real fast because he wasn't paying them. But you know what? We heard the same thing about Biggie. Biggie used to get Diddy real good. He would refuse to go on the stage and perform unless he got his money right then and there. So if he didn't pay him, he wasn't going out there on the stage to perform. That's how he got his money. He was able to squeeze his money out of Diddy. But I think that's terrible. for you to be that kind of person where, most of the things you hear about Diddy are negative or just cutthroat kind of things. And mm, it's a disgrace. But y'all just stay tuned because I have a feeling more is going to come out about this. More. It's probably going to be a lot more than what's in that court document. But if I come across the document, I will post it in the comment section and then y'all can go out and read it. There's things in there about Kid Cudi when Cassie was seeing him for a brief period of time and Diddy blew up his car and he corroborated and said it was true. He says, "Oh no, that did happen." So, I mean, look, it's a matter of other people coming. You never know. She may get some of the people from the hotels they stayed in, or some of the people that were there working at the record label that may come forward and testify. You know how some people are. Some people are afraid. They're afraid of the retaliation. So, this will be interesting, though. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.